Tony Deep Roy Grossi, most sensitive man on earth. If you don't agree with him or disagree with him, he blocks you on Twitter. The reason I call him Deep Roy, he looks like an Oompa Loompa. He's just spray tans red all over his face all day long. But the guy who said he would retire if the Browns drafted Baker J.X. Mayfield, and now he won't admit it. And then Baker Mayfield called him out on Twitter yesterday. And now Tony Grossi loves Baker Mayfield because he sees what a beast he is. And Tony, I need to ask you a question. What's it feel like to know that the guy that you love, your hero, you always talk so highly of, I've never seen you like so giddy before. What's it feel like knowing that he can't stand you? Are you going to block him on Twitter? Anyone who disagrees with Tony, Deep Roy Grossi, Oompa Loompa, spray tan red, he blocks like a bitch. He's the most sensitive man on earth. It's like a child. And if that ain't enough, he has to announce to everybody on Twitter, welcome to the X-Files, bub. He has to announce to everyone on Twitter that he put him on the X-Files, bub. What the fuck? What are you, in the 50s, bub? What the fuck is a bub? How sensitive can you get? You gotta announce it, yeah, you're blocked. You're in the X-Files, bub. Tony, let me show you how to handle online, Twitter, whatever. You don't respond. When you block someone, you don't even acknowledge them. Do you understand? What don't you understand about that? You don't acknowledge them. But here's the thing. Why block him anyway? You that thin skin and that sensitive, apparently you are, that you have to block him because you don't want to see that on your timeline. You should be man enough. It's just words, Tony. It's just tweets from someone's phone to just ignore it. Now, sometimes I understand when people block because they just keep filling up your timeline, so it's understandable. But you don't have to mention it to the world because you want everyone to know that you think you got the better of them. Welcome to the X-Files, bub, or Polly. This isn't 1950s, Sarasota, New York. You're not sitting in a mafia diner. You're a hack writer for the Plain Dealer, whatever. You don't know anything. And now Baker Mayfield just scolded you on Twitter. How's it feel, Tony? How does it feel? Honestly, the true gem and jewel of this Browns fan base is Jim Donovan. I would pay anything to go have a dinner with that dude. That dude's a living legend. You're just a hack. And I remember Mary Kay. She one time, and you can search this article up, it's online. She said what was that guy's name? Jason Campbell is as good as Tom Brady. I swear to God. I read the article the other day. I remember I was searching for it, and I remember it was embarrassing. She wrote an article saying Jason Campbell was as good as Tom Brady because he had like 3 straight good games. So, Tony Grossi, your hero, your idol, Baker Mayfield, thinks that low of you. He called you out. How do you respond? Are you going to block him and send him to the X-Files, bub, Polly? How are you so sensitive on Twitter? And the spray tan. You don't live in Honolulu. You live in Cleveland. There's no sun in the wintertime. You're obviously very... what's that word I'm looking for when someone's really vague or vain about your appearance? Tony, I just owned you here. Are you going to block me? Unfortunately, you blocked me on every account. But there's a solution. Just go to a different browser. Then you can find anything you type. Because I do like reading, I will say this, I do like reading some of his articles. But now he's got no credibility in the organization of the franchise because Baker Mayfield just put him on blast. Something about Baker Mayfield, when you cross him or one of his friends, he puts you on blast, and then you're worth nothing. So, Tony, how's it feel? Are you going to start writing mean articles about Baker now? Sensitive clown. Bye, Deep Roy. Deep Roy. Oompa Loompa. Oompa Loompa. Tony Grossi. He'll put you on the X-Files if you disagree with what he says. And it's all overtime. They're defer or whatever. You know, the guy doesn't understand football. He's like that Cam from Canada nerd. They both don't understand football. They want to talk football, but they don't understand it. And one is a national writer or local writer, and the other is an aspiring writer who tries to sound more intelligent than he is. His articles were completely horrible. Cam from Canada, he wrote a few articles. They're just terrible. Oh my God, they're so bad. He tries to use these big words, and you lose interest within the first 6 lines. Hence why he gets no comments on his things. Hence why he came back to the Browns after one day. Desperate housewife syndrome. Wants attention. Hi, Kim. Anyway, Tony, I just owned you. Accept it.